Dear students, I am Supriyo Dhar, teacher, Department of English, Uluberia College. Today, I try to analyze the significance of the sleepwalking scene in Macbeth. Students, throughout Macbeth, throughout the main action of Macbeth, we are confronted with a terrible fear. There is no denying the fact that fear is at the heart of this play. Fear is related to the atmosphere. In the creation of the atmospheric effect and delineation of human character, Shakespeare is superb. And it goes without saying that the sleepwalking scene reveals fatal irony, suppressed conscience, the horror-stricken agony, and mental disintegration of a tortured soul. Dear students, you must note that the sleepwalking scene is profoundly moving. There is the murder scene of Desdemona in Othello. There is also the death scene of Lear in King Lear. But the sleepwalking scene, with Lady Macbeth walking in sleep, in a state of delirium, uttering disjointed sentences, is a triumph of Shakespeare's tragic vision and tragic art. Lady Macbeth's sleepwalking disturbs the balance of nature. Two lines are quoted from Act 5, Scene 1. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. It is this sin which brings under the sun the theme of dark and ominous, evil and nightmare. Sense contact is defeated by evil. Again, I quote the conversation between the doctor and the gentlewoman. Doctor, you see, her eyes are open. Gentlewoman, but their sense is shut. Lady Macbeth walks, but actually she is remembering the agonized world of sleep which lies beyond the universe, which we can at least imagine. In a state of somnambulism, Lady Macbeth continually and vainly attempts to shut out the images which follow her one after another. The image of blood, coming from the wounds of the old man's body horrifies her. Again and again, she washes her hands, and in a circle of madness, Lady Macbeth becomes a toy in the hands of spectres of darkness. Dear students, the sleepwalking scene occupies a significant position in Macbeth for other reasons also. The scene is full of different layers of meaning. The scene has immense tragic appeal, and it can be safely said that the scene brings out clearly the deep emotional effect of the tragedy. It is the most moving scene where Lady Macbeth frantically tries to efface the spots of blood in her hand. But the smell of blood cannot be sweetened by the perfumes of whole Arabia. Lady Macbeth, in her pitiful condition, utters, "Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand." In her assumed character, Lady Macbeth once tried to encourage her husband by urging the fact that a little water would wash away the evidence of evil deed. But now, her feminine abhorrence of the sight and smell of blood find expression. The scene also throws light on the character of Lady Macbeth. Sin has its terrible retribution. Tragic irony is here extremely bitter also. We may contrast the significant passage in Act 2, Scene 2. There, fresh from the murder of Duncan, she said, "A little water clears us of this deed." Here we find a poignant instance of the dramatic irony. Psychological introspection of Lady Macbeth is undoubtedly of pivotal importance of the scene. In the earlier scenes of the tragedy, she appeared stronger than her husband. But the most commanding and awe-inspiring figure is no more here. There is a thorough change, rather a pathetic change in her. She needs the divine more than the physician. The scene brings out Lady Macbeth's inner world that shows her as a woman. The scene demonstrates her struggle with conscience. The scene brings to light the difference between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Macbeth passes from one desperate action to another, while Lady Macbeth can only suffer. It must be noted that the stark statement of Lady Macbeth, "Hell is murky," is an expression of a fear of future punishment. The sleepwalking scene is extraordinarily impressive because of this fact that we feel the change of Lady Macbeth with a breathless awe. Each new image engulfs her with anguish. The change in her state of mind is inevitable. Disillusionment and despair prey upon her more and more. She is disillusioned and weary with want of sleep. In this scene, we notice an engrossing spectacle of the psychological development of a character. In conclusion, it must be mentioned that neither the first scene of the play, the dagger scene, the scene of the banquet, nor the sleepwalking scene has any counterpart in Holinshed. To convert a subject, whatever its subject or source, into the action of a play is the primary task of the dramatist, and gradually becomes the entire task of the dramatist. Shakespeare enlarges upon his authority. The scene is purely a marvelous dramatic piece of Shakespeare's innovative genius. Thank you.